That's an OG face.
All right, everybody ready?
Y'all ready?
Phones off. And 3, 2, 1.
Street
Action.
Watch Radio, Montana White live. Hits ATL coming out of Patchwork. Y'all know what to do. Follow me right now on Street Watch Radio. In the building today. Today I'm gonna say we got a legend. He a celebrity, but he also a legend. He here to talk about his book and his life story, which is also the subject of his book. In the building right now, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Freeway Ross. Talk to him, boss.
Mm-hmm. What's up with you, man?
You know, man.
What's up, y'all? What's happening with y'all out there? We out here, you know what I'm saying, on this book tour with the Ghetto Bible. Y'all ain't got it yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you waiting on. You know, the book is hot.
Right. When first of all, give the people a look. Everybody know who you are. Then it might be a little confusion, right? So give the people
Everybody don't know.
background check.
Everybody don't know. All the hipsters know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The ones, the lames and the squares, they don't know what's
They don't
going
know?
on. No, they behind, man. They sleep.
All right, so wake them up. Let them know what's going on with you. Who is Rick Ross?
Man, we're going to have to be here all day.
Well, take your time with it. Take your time. Since they don't know, we here to tell them. You gonna tell them.
We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down so we don't stay here all day. You know, I can't be here with you all day. I like you, but I can't be here with you all day. You
All
know
right,
what
that's
I'm
a
saying?
good.
So we're gonna break it down real short and try to make it sweet to him. I started in the drug business when I was 19 years old. I started with $125. I took that and I ran it up to $3 million a day. Sometimes, not every day, but every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
$3 million a day.
Yeah, $3 million a day.
7 days a week, 31 days a month.
7 days a week. You know what I'm saying?
That must have been a good feeling. You know what I mean? Like warehouses full of money or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Let's
closets.
yeah.
We say closets, not
Closet.
warehouses, but closets.
Okay, it was
You know what I'm
bigger than the
saying?
shoebox.
It was bigger than the shoe. We overran the shoebox real quick.
Okay, now
man.
let's go to.
I used to have the
suppressor
shoebox
boards.
safe though.
Okay,
I used to have the shoebox safe like everybody else.
that was lawyer money. You know what I'm saying? The lawyer money in the shoebox. You always need that. Now, when you say you ran up to $3 million a day, right? I wanna start at pressure points. Like, when did you get locked up? What was the date that you got locked up the first time for your enterprise?
around November 2000 and
2000?
I mean,
Oh man, we back in the 80s or something. That's why they don't remember. You don't even remember. They talking about 2000. All right, what was the date when you first got out?
1989 November.
1989. Do the Right Thing was out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of crack talk, a lot of crack abuse in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
crack
take.
was the number one thing then. It was
Right.
popping big. Brothers was having money. We was driving. I wasn't, but you know, a lot of cats was driving Ferraris, Porsches, Rolls Royces.
Right.
Hip hop was just starting to really take root. You know what I'm saying? And prove that it wasn't a fad. You know,
Right.
because everybody said at first it was going to be a fad, so it was really taking root. The war on drugs was taking hold. You know,
Right.
Ronald Reagan and George Bush Sr. was starting to hammer us with the war on drugs
Okay.
propaganda. It was a beautiful time.
And before '89, Ice-T put out 6 in the Morning, right? And that's like the West Coast anthem of the drug game, the culture, and everything.
No
but
doubt.
you preceded that and gave them something to rap about, because this is my understanding, right? Freeway Rick Ross brought crack to the LA streets, and it filtered out through the freeway. That's where you got your nickname from, right?
That's a rumor. That's
Okay.
a rumor.
Okay. Well, dispel that rumor for me.
I wouldn't say that I bought crack to LA. No, that's not the case. There was already people doing crack.
Right.
What I did was probably mass marketed and mass distributed.
Okay.
When I first started, most of the people that was doing it was smoking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was drug addicts. It wasn't really no hustlers. I mean, it was people hustling it, but they wasn't really hustling. When I first started, everybody was stuck on get to an ounce and you cool.
Right. Right.
I didn't want an ounce. I wanted a pound.
Right. Not a brick. You needed a whole pound, huh?
Yeah, I wanted a pound.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the pound, I wanted a kilo.
Right.
Well, I went to 10 pounds before I went to the kilo, you know, but my mind was all about elevating.
Mhm.
It wasn't about being stagnated and staying where you at and being satisfied. I was never satisfied with the position I was in. I was always looking to better my position.
Right now. Right now, bricks is like 30, 35. It depends. They kill.
I ain't got a clue.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
I ain't got a clue.
what did they cost back then, boss?
Well, the last time I bought one, I paid $9,500 for a brick.
9,005.
But I was buying
10,000.
100 at a time.
Okay, but it was 100 at a time, though. You know what I'm saying? So this back in the early 80s, right?
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Well, no, in the mid 80s.
The mid 80s.
Mid 80s, yeah. Mid 80s.
Now, what was your
In
reason?
the early 80s, I was paying like big. My first ounce I bought, I paid 3,200, 3,300 for it.
Wow.
For just the ounce. So if you do that, you calculate that times 36. You're talking about like 90,000 for a key.
For a whole one, huh?
Yeah, so it was really expensive when I first started. So
What changed the prices? What did you do that
my
got them down
friends
to
say
that?
I changed the prices. They say I drove the prices
You
down.
drove the prices down, dog.
Yeah, I wanted to make it affordable. You know, I said,
Right.
you know what, my friends can't afford to pay no 3,300, 3,200 for no ounce. My friends need to get ounces for $1,000.
Right. So you got ounces on the block for $1,000. You getting 36 racks of brick.
And then I said, you know what, 1,000 too much for them. I got to get them down to like 400.
No wonder you was the king. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was protecting you out there. You know what I'm saying? You touch Rick, you dying. He feeding the whole block. You know what I'm
The whole
saying?
block was eating. That's really, you know, how, probably why I get such, what is it called? What's the word?
Praise, notoriety,
You know, they like me.
respect.
They like me.
The OG,
And they like me.
triple OG,
The hood like me.
$400 an ounce OG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see why they like
The
you. They
hood
love
like
you.
me, man.
All right, so you entered in the game. Did you have a crew, or how did you play it out? Because LA on some gang
Yeah, I
type shit.
already had a crew. You know, I had a crew all my life. We played football together. You
Right,
know, it was
right.
like street football, and we rode our bikes together. So I already basically had a crew, and in my crew, we was, you know, we stand up. We didn't mind fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We lift weights, we tackle, we rode bikes. You know, but we wasn't into gang banging though. You
Okay.
know, we wasn't out shooting nobody for no set or no color.
Right.
But we knew, you know, we grew up in a Crip neighborhood.
Okay.
But only a few blocks over was the Bloods.
Right. How did you not get into gangbanging?
Well, luckily I started playing tennis probably at,
Hold on. You started doing what?
I started playing tennis at around 12 years old, maybe 13, just before I turned 13. And I fell in love with tennis, you know. And I started where I wasn't in the hood. You know, I was on the tennis court.
More exposure to the world.
Yeah,
Right,
I was
right.
going places, these big country clubs.
That's where you got your plug at, ain't it?
No.
That, it happened on the tennis court, Rick.
Yeah,
You know what
no.
I'm saying? Raw, it happened on the tennis. I mean, tennis
it
court, the
happened
golf court.
around the tennis, you know,
Right.
per se, but it didn't really happen on the tennis court. It was a teacher at a skill center who I did play tennis with
Right.
sometimes.
I knew it was some got to get you
Yeah, we played
connected out
tennis
the hood.
sometimes, and he turned me on. He turned me on to the plug.
Okay. So we gonna start there, right? Now you on with the plug. You ain't a gangbanger, but you a hustler, right? Everybody know you. You got your crew. Everybody
doubt.
grew up going to school, playing sports with each other. Then it get a little dangerous after school when you don't go to school no more, right?
Right.
So you saw the money play, right?
For
Once
sure.
you got into it, because they got a lot of movies. I saw The Messenger. I saw this one. We're going to talk about that. But it's a lot of movies that use you as the central figure of, like, the black point in America where drugs start filtering through. At what point did it just start clicking in? How old was you when you just start getting money?
Well, you know what? It's like with any other business. It takes some time for you to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just didn't go in the drug business and start making money. No, I didn't. Matter of fact, my first piece of cocaine that I ever had, I got beat out of it by one of my big homies, Martin. Martin took it, cooked it up, and tested the whole thing up.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I owe you $50, homie.
He smoked it all up.
Yeah, so you know my boy, I want to kill him, right? I like, man, I'm gonna kill this one. So I convinced him, man, you can't kill the homie. This the big homie. You talking about killing?
Right.
The whole hood gonna be mad at us.
Right.
So that was my first customer. You know, even though it was a co-signment deal, I didn't even know what co-signment was. Right.
now you owe for the hookup. Right?
I owed for the hookup,
Yeah.
and he owed me.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So you on
But
both
Martin
sides.
brought me
right
back
now.
my first customer that same day.
Did
He
you
brought-
keep him testing for you?
No, man, you can't chase Martin. And then you know Martin was a killer too. You know,
Okay, yeah,
Martin
yeah.
didn't have no problem popping that pistol, so you had to be careful when you deal with him.
Yeah, I grew up with one named Al Glover, strung out on heroin. He was a hitman back in the Motown days, right?
Yeah,
Come through the block, everybody be like, Al Glover out here. He was like Freddy Krueger or something. You know? Whoa, you feel me? So bang, you rolling, you got the crew going, right? Was it a strong thing? Like, was it a gangster thing, or did y'all just slide through and just start getting money?
no, we was more mellow with it. I mean, you know, it wasn't like we was pushing our weight around and nothing like that. There, it wasn't. You didn't really need to. All these were our friends. You know, you're dealing with all your friends. You know how you gonna, you know, push your friends around. You know, you don't push your friends around. You treat them like your brother, like you want to be treated. So it was more on that type of level. It got a little more touchy when outsiders started to come in. You know, different people from different states and different cities would fly in, and they was looking, and you know, you got to be a little more careful when you start dealing like that there. So, but we did start to do that. You know, letting some outsiders in, but in the beginning, it was just our little tight knit group that we dealt with.
Right. Now, okay, you talking about the mid-'80s. You running the checkup. The cars, the jewelry, did you start doing all of that?
Nah, I didn't need none of that. I mean, I looked at it like this was to get my family in a position, and it wasn't for me to fall in love with the lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was a part of it, but I wasn't in it like that.
Even seeing everybody you getting money with, I know they getting cars. And
I used to
jewelry.
laugh at them.
Why?
Because every time they took $10,000 to spend on a car, I took that same 10 and bought more drugs, and that 10 turned 15.
But you was a stack maniac, huh? You just wanted to stack.
That's all
and
I
stack
want to
and
do.
stack.
That's all I want to do now is stack. I love stacking.
Do you regret that? Like, you know how? Okay, we in the Instagram world right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you freeway Rick Ross, right? And you know everybody, because I come from that thing when my grandfather was a hustler, so he knew Pappy Mason, he knew Fat Cat and all of them. And back then, like the 80s on the East Coast, all of the ones that was up, they was Jewelry Down, they was Jerry Curls, they was Fila Soups, you know what I mean? So now, when they look back, they got all these pictures that say, back then I was getting to the money. Do you look and say, damn, man, I should have like had some pictures and shit?
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in jail, you know, you say, I wish I had some pictures and some stuff, and then, you know, I was like, I ain't never really enjoyed life. You know, I never enjoyed
The money.
the cars.
Yeah.
You know, I done rode in a couple of them dudes' cars. You know, you riding one of them Ferraris with the seats feel like wow.
And you the boss.
And then, but then, you know, it was like when we go to court,
Yeah.
the police got them same pictures.
Yeah. Of the Ferrari.
They didn't have the pictures of me.
Right. Well,
And on those grounds, it probably saved me a little time.
how much time did you do all together?
I did 20 years and 3 months, but I could have did a lot more time.
Right.
But they didn't have the evidence.
Right. Okay. They ain't had nothing.
They didn't have all that evidence, you know, where they can come in and say, oh, look what kind of car he drove. This is where he lived.
Right.
Because I stayed in the hood.
I saw a documentary of you, right?
I still stayed in the hood.
walking
I love
down
the
the
hood.
street or something. You know what I mean?
I love the hood, right? Because I wasn't afraid of the hood.
Right.
You know, I respect it, but at the same time, I wasn't afraid of it. And they use all that as evidence. You know, when you go to federal court, they don't have to come in with hard evidence.
No, it's speculation, right?
They draw a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And what they tell the jury is that this picture is not going to be complete.
Until what?
The jury has to emphasize what's missing from the picture.
Now, let me break this. I was in court, and I had hid my gun, right, when they took me to court. And when I hid it and they found it, I had wiped it off, and I was daring them to fingerprint it. They didn't do it. She came to court. The DA came to court with my gun and said, this is a gun that looks like the gun he had, right? They didn't say it was my gun. They just said it looked like my gun, right?
Mhm.
So it did put that picture in their head that this was the kind of gun. So that's what they was doing to you, painting this picture. This
Well, that's what the feds do.
right.
See, the feds is different. Were you in the feds of the state?
No, I did state time,
Okay, the feds totally different.
right?
The state, they got to have evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the feds, they wouldn't come in there with the gun. What they would do is they would bring somebody in and said, oh, yeah, he had a .38 caliber pistol.
And that's it. They just need a body.
And then they
Somebody
would say,
said-
well, what happened to the pistol? And then they say, well, the jury, you can emphasize that he may have threw the pistol away. That he may have gotten rid of it.
So leading the jury on, and they
Well, not really leading them, but this is how the evidence works.
right.
They don't have to have you with your hand on the pistol. Like with me, my case was that they didn't have me with drugs. But they had a guy that said he saw me sell 10 keys before. Well, where's the 10 keys? They smoked up. But if you believe this guy, if you believe what he's telling you, and you believe that he's not lying on his man, that he did all this with, and remember, they got hotel records they was in a hotel together
Yeah.
this night, and they got a ticket in a car together before,
Right.
so he know the guy. He
Right.
proved to y'all he knows him. Now, if he didn't lie about the ticket, maybe he ain't lying about the 10 keys,
And that's what they use.
or the 20 keys, or the 50, or the 100, whatever he say.
Right.
You know, he can give him whatever number he wants to give him. Now, it's going to be up to the jury if they believe what he's saying. They're going to say, well, now, see, we got this part of the picture already.
Mm.
Now, you fill in the other part.
Now, without the pictures and the cars and all this, were you like a notorious dude? Like, did you have like was you busting heads? Did you have like a record for being violent?
Nah, I ain't with no busting no head. Black on black crime? Come
Yeah.
on, man. We get our head busting up by the Ku Klux Klan. I'm going to bust my brother head in the Ku Klux Klan, bust mine, and bust his too.
Yeah, but-
See, we fighting, right? And the Ku Klux Klan come up and they hit both of us.
Right. Now, all right. With you being the person, the point man in American and Black American history, because I watched the special, right? It was like the 10 richest drug dealers ever in the United States. You was like top 5, right? This was the crazy shit. None of the people in there was white, right? It was all Spanish people, a couple black guys, right? But none of the people was white. So I was watching the little special, and I was wondering, how is that possible? Because I know to get all that work in, it's
Had to be
white
some
people.
white
It's
ones.
white people in charge.
Well,
It
they
ain't
didn't
even.
put, they didn't put Ronald Reagan in
No,
there.
Ronald Reagan wasn't up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, he writes the laws, so
Yeah,
so he's immune to those stats.
to the whole system.
They can't put
huh?
him in those stats, you know. Like, oh no, he don't go on those stats. Those are for a different breed. Yeah, but I agree with you. I know that there's some white guy somewhere in here. But you know, when you're the prosecutor, you pick who you want to arrest and
Right.
who you want to target. And more than likely, you ain't gonna pick nobody that look like you
Yeah, that's true. Or who paying you?
or who paying you.
You know what I'm saying? Now, we're going to zap a little ahead to your point of incarceration, because the story after that is Rick Ross is the guy who brought the drugs in and just flooded the black community, right? Once that happened, and once they start selling that story, then, if you're a certain age, they got you hip to, they was bringing the drugs in to pay for the Contra war or doing all that. How much of this did you know? Like, how much of this was you
None.
involved with?
None. When I went to prison, I was totally illiterate.
Okay. Did you know that you was connected to all of this?
No, I didn't. I had no clue. I just figured, I was plugged.
Right.
I had somebody had airplane hookup, a boat hookup, a diesel truck hookup, or something. They had figured it out.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
It would get it to
And
you.
that's all I
Right.
cared about. You know,
Right.
I cared about was my dope gonna be pure as it can get
Right.
and as cheap as it could get. So that my customers would be satisfied and happy. It was when I went to court that my informant started to testify is when I started to find out about his ties to the CIA and Central America. Before that, I didn't care about no Central America.
I mean,
What did I care about Nicaragua?
Were you surprised? Like, nigga, I'm in too deep right now.
I didn't believe it for real.
Yeah.
When Gary Webb first published his article, Dark Alliance, and I read it in the newspaper. They sent me a copy that same day it came out because I was, the featured character in the story. So I was like, yeah, right, CIA.
So you got it. You got
Ronald Reagan. Yeah, okay, come on. Little old me from South Central LA who used to have holes in his tennis shoes and take tennis balls around his tennis shoes. That's what y'all talking about.
Yeah, you connected to Ronald Reagan.
To Ronald Reagan and the CIA. Yeah, come on, give me something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Throw me something else. I can't buy this one here.
So you didn't even believe that you was gonna get charged like that with all
No. I already knew I was getting charged.
Oh, okay.
They'd already made that real clear.
Right.
But when the story comes out, I had doubts about it.
Now, it was a movie called The Messenger.
Kill the Messenger.
Kill the Messenger, right?
Well, that's about Gary Webb.
Yeah.
That's the guy who published the story.
Right.
Who came down to my cell and he didn't tell me about the CIA. He just was saying, man, this is way bigger than what it looks like. You're going to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he didn't believe that my informant had to testify against me,
Right.
who was my old supplier, to make that picture what it was. Remember the picture I told you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he was that missing piece out of the picture, and he had to fill that picture in.
Right.
So Gary didn't think that they were going to put him on the witness stand. And if they don't put him on the witness stand, I walk.
Right.
His testimony is the only testimony that they got, because none of the cops knew anything about me. Cops had never seen me before, hadn't talked to me or nothing, so they needed his testimony in order to convict me. And Gary was saying, because Gary already knew that he was tied to the CIA, so Gary was saying, they're not going to expose the CIA just to convict you.
Dog,
this operation is too big.
How are you alive right now with all of this? Like, do you think about that?
No, I don't think about it.
Yeah?
No.
Because, I watched the movie, and not only that, when you came home, your whole story, right? Because it's epic, It's like something we grow up with. You are that guy.
It's
you
a
know
movie.
What I'm saying?
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a real movie.
It's a real movie.
And
that's why they keep
making
bits
movies
and pieces out of it and making movies. But Hollywood don't want the people to have the real thing. They want us to stay in the blind. They want black people to be in the blind and not deal with the real.
Right.
See, they would rather for them and us to deal with fake. Because if you're dealing with fake, you can't be real.
Yeah, that's the truth.
How can it be real if it's fake?
That's the
if you
truth.
start with fake, you can never get to the real.
You can never get to the real.
You can never get to the real. So
yeah.
that's what they do with us. They never give us the real because they want to keep us in the fake.
Because Tom Cruise got a movie coming out, right?
Yeah.
You know about that?
I saw the commercial the other day. Somebody showed it to me.
I thought about you. Like, do they ever come to you?
They
like,
never come to me. Never.
Never?
Never.
I be thinking like this. He got the real story. Do they ever? Did Hollywood
John
cut you a
Singleton
check?
just did the one Snowfall.
Hey man, me and John Singleton got into it about Snowfall too.
Did you?
Yeah, me and John Singleton got into it about Snowfall.
Me and him gonna get into it too.
Yeah, because I felt like here go another story because the promo was like black people invented crack. That's how it was coming on. I'm like, if you selling this over again without the truth, then you wrong. We got, my work, I'm going to keep it real and all of that. I've never watched it because when it came on instantly with like stereotypes. Dude, the girl beat up the girl outside. It just was all stereotypical as soon as it came on. But I was wondering, do they go to Ross and ask him about any of these things?
Nothing. John's people called me after the commercial started airing.
Yeah.
And we figured he called because his Instagram and his Twitter went crazy.
Yeah.
This Rick Ross story.
Yeah. It's Rick Ross story. That's what. That's how they built. I thought it was gonna be about you.
Everybody did. So I know what happened is that they Twitter and they Facebook and everything went up and they said, you know what, we better holler at Rick.
Right.
So they started talking to me about me coming on as a consultant. But I was already a little salty about the whole ordeal anyway. You already did the movie.
Right.
So what can I consult on?
Right. Now you just want my blessings. You want to use me to...
Yeah, they asked me to come to the premiere, and I'm like, go to the premiere? You done stole from me, Negro.
Right.
You done sold to these people who I didn't want to sell it to. You know, I wouldn't say they try to buy it from me. You know, in Hollywood, I'm difficult to deal with.
So you haven't been able to sell the story like
I ain't
from
trying
your
to sell it.
So what you gonna do with
I
it?
want to own it.
Okay,
At least
yeah.
I own a piece of it.
Right.
I'll share it with somebody.
Right. You know, you gotta keep your rights to it for 150 years.
But you gotta get a piece of it. You
Yeah,
know,
for
you
sure.
can't just let them come and buy you out, and that's what they so used to in Hollywood. They used to us tap dancing and you
Yeah.
know putting the black face on.
Oh, for sure.
And, you know, I just ain't with it, man. I'm just so into owning my own and being my own man. You know, I like to go and eat when I get ready to eat. I don't want nobody telling me, you know, when I can go and eat or
That's
what
that
I can
chain
eat.
gang talking right there. That's that, I don't like that either. That's that penitentiary talking right there, but that's poverty in the penitentiary. You don't want to go back there. You know what
people
I'm
that
saying?
like that on the street.
Yeah, poverty in the
There's people out here
penitentiary.
on the street that can't eat,
Yeah, not what they want.
not what they want.
Yeah.
They can't go where they want to go.
Exactly.
They can't drive what they say. I can drive what I want to drive. I can go where I want to go.
You free.
A free Negro.
Yeah, you free. Congratulations, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we made it to the other side with the respect. You know what I mean?
But there's so many people that can't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they can't get on a video without calling the man, asking him can they do it.
Yeah,
You know, they can't speak to you without. They can't put on your T-shirt.
yeah.
I can do whatever I want to do. I can put on any T-shirt I want to put on. I can drive any car I want to drive. I can do what I want to do.
Now, when you say you want to own your thing, right? This coming from a person that I've seen repeatedly get stolen from. Like your life story, your name. They don't consult with you in movies. Like, okay, you sitting back and you watching all of this. When was the first time you started seeing yourself being displayed to the world without your permission?
With the rapper.
With the rapper, with Rick Ross?
Well, no. I guess Freeway was the first one.
Okay, yeah, because Freeway came out before Rick Ross.
I guess Freeway was the first one that did it. Yeah. Other than the newspapers, you know, newspapers was printing articles without your permission, but you know they're gonna do that anyway.
Right.
But I guess Freeway was the first one, and then the rapper, you know, who stole my name, William Roberts.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call him.
Yeah, real.
I think that's what
Now-
his mama named him.
Now look,
I
I'm gonna
believe.
keep it 1,000, right? Ross, my dog.
Is he
Right.
your dog?
Dog, I got into it with my girlfriend one time, right? Went out to his house, me and Big and Rankin. She threw shit all over the house. It was a crazy day, right? Ross went upstairs, gave me $1,000 for CDs, and was like, go to. I was promoting at a club. He was like, go get a hotel room, man. Cool down, play the record a couple of times, and you good, right? I never went back to it. You know what I mean? I never went back to it. So for that, you know, Ross, I'll fuck with you for that. You know what I mean? He got me out of a tight spot.
We did more for you than he did for me.
That's crazy, right? 'Cause we finna jump into that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn,
He
Freeway.
sold me a bunch of bullshit.
But this is what I figured out. A lot of people did. Now I'm just taking this from my perspective. When you got out, right? A lot of people were screaming Ross out, Rick Ross out, the real Rick Ross home, all of this. I saw you with Floyd Mayweather. I saw you with Dr. Dre. I saw you with everybody who wanted to be seen with you. I think something saying Dre was going to invest some money into your life story.
He talked about
Right.
it.
All of these things, right? And then at the end of it, nothing ever came out, and you were still dealing
Well,
with
you know
this
what I
issue.
did? You know what I did is I sued Universal
For what?
for putting my name on their records.
Rick Ross in Universal, the movie studio. Yeah, Interscope, Aftermath, all of that shit is tied in together.
I was hanging out at Interscope every day. Vincent Herbert, all of them.
Yeah.
We all was kicking it every day, you know. And then when I decided to go through with the lawsuit, I couldn't get past the security guard no more.
Shut the door. Island, Interscope, this shit close to you right
Yeah,
here.
you off the team, buddy.
Yeah.
You're going against the big dog.
Yeah, right.
So you know, and I don't mind. I like taking down big dogs.
Right.
You know, if you don't take down the big dog, you ain't took down nobody. You know,
That's
you
true.
take down somebody lower than you, You don't
it
get no
don't count.
strikes for that.
Yeah, you really
You know,
picking
the
on them. if they little
homies
than
be
you.
want to beat you up.
Yeah, you really picking on
You
them.
picked on that
Come
dog,
on,
man.
man.
You was wrong
Yeah,
for that. You
you
know
wrong
he
for
didn't
that.
have no win.
Yeah,
You know, but then if you take down somebody that
supposedly a monster.
you know, oh man, I don't know how you did that on me.
Yeah.
You took him down.
Yeah, they
You know,
love you for
they
that,
love
right?
you for that.
Yeah,
know,
they love you for that.
And that's the way I look at it. You know, it was you know, it was something to do. You know, I really had no desire to do any suing in the beginning.
Right.
You know,
Thought it was gonna be a player type thing, like
yeah, but the
respectful.
lawyers, you know, the lawyers talked me into, you know, like, man, they owe you money. Come on, let's get them.
yeah.
You know, let's get them. And so I went through with it, and
Do Ross even own Rick Ross or Universal own Rick Ross?
we don't know.
See,
They didn't turn that part of the
Yeah,
evidence
see,
over.
we don't even know if Ross really owned Rick Ross.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
We
saying?
don't know, man. If they turn that, they didn't turn that over. A lot of stuff they didn't turn over to us. You know, we was doing discovery when the judge made her ruling. Statute of limitations, it ran out on me. I should have filed before I got out of prison.
Yeah, the things you don't know will hurt you, huh?
Yeah. But I ain't tripping though. You know, it was a good time. I enjoyed going to court. You know.
What?
Yeah,
what?
I enjoy going on
I
the
don't
other
even like
side.
going-
I never been in a courtroom on the other side.
Where you could win, huh?
No, where I could walk through the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Me neither.
I always went in and handcuffed.
Yeah, through the back door.
Yeah, so this time I was walking in the door, you know,
Mm-hmm.
through the door without handcuffs on. So it was definitely
A different
a
experience.
different experience, man. I got to sit in the courtroom and sit with the lawyer and talk to the lawyer.
Yeah.
And it was just a different experience, and I had fun doing it, you know.
If Ross called you right now, would you take his call?
Yeah, I'd take his call.
Yeah.
You know, I told him before, we ought to work together. He went on the Breakfast Club and called me snitches, and he didn't tell him that when I told on the cops, when I got the cops indicted, that 150 guys got out of prison.
Yeah, that
He
part was
didn't
left
put
out.
that part in there.
Right.
You know, that these cops were going around L.A. Stealing from us, robbing us, planting drugs on us, lying on search warrants.
Everyday police work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they supposed to do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, they, cops and robbers, they
Yeah,
playing the game.
They put thugs in there.
Yeah.
So I didn't go for it. What I did is I hired a private investigator to investigate the cops. And then when they indicted me, I turned the evidence over on the cops. When they turned the evidence over on me to the feds, I turned my evidence over to them, and they got indicted.
Same thing that happened in American Gangster, the movie. You know what I mean? He rolled on the cops. They dirty cops. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I mean, that's not snitching.
No.
Snitching is me and you go bust something down. You get caught.
But he
and
don't
tell
know.
on me.
Your homeboy don't
That's
know what
snitching.
snitching. He don't
You
know
know what I'm
what
saying?
He don't know what snitching
You
is.
can't snitch on the police. They the enemy when you out there
Exactly.
like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
we ain't gonna go for that. We gonna clear that up right now. That ain't snitching. If you do something with your man and y'all get caught, right?
No, if you get caught and your man get away.
Yeah, if I get caught and he get away and I tell on him, that's snitching. If I tell on a dirty cop who been shaking down the block the whole time, that ain't snitching.
And
His
that
job
he
in
planted
jeopardy.
drugs on you.
Yeah.
If
That
he
ain't-
plant drugs on you, you can go to court and tell the police
Yeah.
or the court that you didn't have no drugs.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
ain't
have no
mine.
drugs that day. I was clean that day. Now, I sell drugs all the time,
Yeah.
but that day I didn't have no drugs.
Yeah, real talk, right?
You know, I took the lie detector and everything. Like, they said, well, Mr. Ross, every time we mention cocaine, you alert. But that particular day, it looked like you didn't have none. I said, because I didn't have no drugs that day, young.
Yeah, and that was the day they caught you.
That was the day that they say I had. They didn't catch me. They just say I had drugs because I got away from them.
Where was you at when they arrested you? Or did you turn
I
yourself
turned
in?
myself in.
Oh, you was balling. Only ballers get to turn themselves in. Everybody else is on the run.
Well, I thought
You
I was
got
going
to
to post
catch
that
me,
bond.
dog.
I thought I was going to post that bond. They jacked that bond up to $1 million with a 1287 on it. Like, all the money got to come right in here to the judge. You got to lay everything on the table in front of the judge. You got to check everything out, all the property, everything. I was like, oh, man, I'm done.
But $3 million a day, though. You know what I mean? You couldn't finesse the lawyer, somebody, Hugh Hefner, or somebody, man, put your shit up, man. I gotta get up out of here. I need a signature. Kurt, put your signature up. I need to get out of here. You
They
know
go
what I'm saying?
hard. My mom had the whole neighborhood came in.
Yeah.
And they was going to put their houses up. But the judge is like, where the money coming from?
Where's the money
We're
coming
going to show
from?
where the money comes from.
That's why it was $1 million. They wanted to see that cash.
Yeah, so, you know, at the end of the day, it all worked out. here I am today. You know,
Right.
fresh start,
Right.
new me, new day.
New book.
2017,
Right.
2018 coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Now what
My
is
book is killing the streets right now. They done renamed my book
it's what to the what?
the Ghetto Bible.
The ghetto. But hold the book up. Let them see the
Well,
book.
listen to this here. I went to the Nation of Islam, right? I got to speak on Farrakhan stage.
Right?
The same stage Farrakhan be on. Minister Ishmael, he held the book up like this here. He said, preventative health care.
Preventative health care.
Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it.
You proud of yourself, boss?
Man, I'm loving my life right now.
Right. Right. Now, all right, let's talk about being in the joint, right? Because a lot of people, they misconstrue going to prison. Right? They'll see you right now and be like, oh, Ross, he good, he normal, he saying he did prison time, I could do it too. How did prison affect you?
Well, you know, prison can do it can do two things. Either it's gonna make you better or make you worse.
Yeah, that's true.
So with me, when I went in there, I've always been somebody who's been trying to do better.
Mm-hmm.
So I started hanging out with the guys that was having money.
Right.
You know, the guys that was on something positive. I didn't hang out with the guys that was, you know, shooting dice and gambling and
Hold on, let me clarify that. In prison, right, it's different people. You got the gamblers, the robbers, you got the dudes who work in the kitchen.
It's just
the
like the
laundry.
street.
It's just like the streets. And it's a group of people in the penitentiary.
except without women.
Yeah, without women. But it's men in there, it's real men. Every man that go to prison don't indulge in other things. You know, a man is a man. You feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's,
you already was that way when you got there.
you was
Whatever-
you just needed an excuse to do it. You know what I mean? You just needed a little pressure and you was with it. You know what I mean? But that's on them. You know what I mean? In the joint is people in there, smart guys, right?
super smart.
Businessmen,
Super-
millionaires.
super duper smart.
I'm talking about the smartest people you'll ever meet. They just
I
ended
met
up in there.
I met the guy Michael Keaton who brought down the real estate market. Me and him was in the holding tank together the first day they brought him in to the building, and he was trembling. And I told him, man, you can come to the floor.
Yeah. I got you.
I got you.
That's right.
He was like this here.
That's right. They ready to fold
He was
their
all
ass
over the
up.
news, right?
Yeah.
Michael Keaton just brought down the whole real estate market all over the country.
Yeah.
Him and Boski and Milken, Michael
Mm-hmm.
Milken, Keaton and Boski, all of them was together. The junk bond traders and they was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I was trying to get transfers where they was at.
Right.
You
Get
know,
next
like
to the money.
somebody
Get next
told
to the
me,
brain.
they say Michael Milton play tennis every day. I said, man, I'm trying to get there. Went to my concert, man, how can I get a transfer?
you played the game for real, right? Yeah.
Man, I was trying to get a transfer.
Yeah. Right to where they was at.
Right
huh?
to where they at.
That's right. That's right. Now you was in there. What did you miss? You did 20 years straight.
No, I had a break. I had one break.
So, how did the bids go?
I did 5.5, and then I was out 6 months when my partner set me up on the other case.
Oh, so this is two cases that
Yeah,
brought you down. The first one was
with the crooked cops.
right. The first one was
The crooked cops
and then the second one was the
with the CIA.
wow.
With my supplier set me up on the second one.
So you was hotter than a motherfucker. In 6 months, they was they had to
No, they had me when I got out, man. They had
Yeah.
dude calling me the day I walked on the street.
ready to go back to work.
Yeah, they was trying to get me back right then.
Yeah.
But I wasn't planning on selling no drugs. I had came up with a plan for the music business because I was sellies with Harrio when him and Suge started Death Row. So I already kind of had a little bit of a plan of what
I did, yeah.
yeah, what I was gonna do. And I just missed the Alcoholics. You know, I found the Alcoholics while I was in prison.
Okay, that's a Alcoholics West Coast rap group. Stupid big, you know what I mean? They
Well,
did
the
their
Alcoholics found Wu-Tang.
thing.
And
Loud Records. They was all over
they the
Loud
ones
Records.
who was the first ones on Loud Records.
Yeah, Loud Records.
Well, they was the second group on Loud Records, but they the first ones to go for Loud.
Mm-hmm.
And while they was on tour, they found the Wu.
Right.
You know, they was telling me about how when they got the CD from RZA, and they took it back to Steve Riskin, he didn't want to sign the Wu.
That's crazy. They fought Exhibit too.
Yeah, Exhibit.
Yeah,
Exhibit
came
used,
from
Exhibit
Alcoholics.
used to stay in their studio.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? You got your history play out in all parts of culture, our street
Well,
culture,
when
hip hop culture.
when you having that kind of money, you're touching a lot of people.
Right.
You have a lot of influence, and you're helping a lot of people, especially when you're helping people. You loaning money out, and you passing it around. You just come in contact with a lot of people.
Now, do you think like with the Rick Ross thing, right? Like right now, with everybody knowing who Ross is and knowing he is a rapper, an artist, and knowing that you were the real thing, do you think like the imaging, like people hold him up higher because of the imaging? He got the houses and the cars, he got everything that is associated with you, and then you don't have those pictures like to show that you had all the shit. Do you think that kind of?
I don't get that stuff no thought.
Right.
I'm finna kill the industry.
Right.
My mind, and like you were saying earlier, you said all these guys came to me, and they came to me because of my past.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand how the past got to be the present.
Right. Right. The mind that it took.
The mind
that it took.
The mind
Yeah.
is the most important thing, not the background.
Right.
And I go around these guys and I see the people that they work with, and the people that they work with can't think.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's no way that these guys supposed to be as big as they are and still have these little dudes telling them what to do and running their businesses. And their businesses stagnated because they don't have the mindset to smash the game. I like to smash the game. You know what I'm saying?
You ever sat down with Russell Simmons?
No, I talked to Russell a couple of times. He called me about 2 years ago on accident. He was trying to get the rapper, and he called me.
He called you up.
Yeah. I said, Russell, you got the wrong one, man. You want the rapper.
What he
He's
said?
talking, man, will you rap on the album? Man? I said, no, man, I don't do no rapping, Russell.
He wanted you to rap.
Yeah, he wanted me to rap.
Why not? You know what I mean? But that wasn't your bag. How many books you done wrote?
I did a novel while I was there with my guy, Jimmy the Saint from Philly. We did one called Black Scarface, which is a jailhouse classic. Jimmy is a beast with the book. As a matter of fact, Jimmy helped me on this one too.
Right.
Jimmy.
He's still locked up?
No. Jimmy out. He out. He's just still on probation.
Keep you from moving around like you want to.
Yeah, he can't move around. But this is my first one. I got another one that's already wrote. Oh yeah, I'm self-published. Come on.
Okay, I mean,
I had to
ownership.
I had to go to self-publish, right? And you see my book. It looks like a publisher did it.
Yeah.
When you look at it, because I wanted it to be done by, to make it look like somebody like Kathy. She wrote the death of Tupac and Biggie.
Right.
So she's somebody that they would have hired. I hired her.
Brandon in the writing world. You know what I mean? The right co-sign.
No doubt. And knowing that it's going to be right. I wanted my book to be just like if a major publisher. Because so often, when we do stuff ourselves, it looked like we did it.
Yeah. And that's a lot of problem when people say buy black. It's like, you got to get the...
How can I? I got to step down a notch. I don't want them to have to step down. I want to make them step up.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yeah, I'm proud to have this product because it's first class.
Right.
And that's the way I like to do. Anything I do, I like to do it first class, and I want to be the best. And, it's like the marijuana industry right now,
Right. What you think about that?
I'm going to cut the legs off of it.
Rick Ross in the marijuana industry?
I'm going to cut the legs off of it. I'm going back to L.A. tomorrow.
Right.
They're having a meeting. I'm putting I already put city council on notice, that they're going to have to do the right things. We're not going to have, when I got home, in my neighborhood, it's dispensaries all over the place, but they're all whites.
Right. Yeah.
And I couldn't understand how could you put all these white dispensaries in our neighborhood and none of our people own them.
How many black people own gas stations, though?
Well, we ain't gonna do the same thing with this gold rush. This is a new gold rush. We gonna put our foot down. Right? We finna put our foot down. So I'm going back home and tomorrow, and I'm gonna have a crew at the meeting and let them know. If you don't do the right thing, we're gonna let you know about it.
Right. Because that Humboldt County, all of that, LA is like. I go out there, I couldn't believe it. I went in the dispensary. It was like going into a doctor's office or something. You know what I mean? It was
It's a candy store.
Yeah, it was the most amazing thing I ever seen from buying weed on the corner or in the alley to actually going there somewhere. They got a reception at the desk.
And you get a receipt.
Yeah, show the card. I'm like, what is this? I just watched people walking in and out. Trap was
Yeah.
bumping. And I was like, wow, you know what I mean? People went to jail for selling weed, dog, and they just right here just handing it out.
Us went to jail.
Us went
for
to
it.
jail. Yeah, for sure. But that's always the case.
You know, it's 600,000 black men in prison right now for non-violent drug offenses. And now they're going to make it legal, but we don't get no license. In L.A., they gave out 180 licenses and only 2 went to blacks.
Can you have a conviction on your jacket?
They debating that right now.
That's going to be the hard thing right there. Like, they might cancel out, like, almost a whole generation.
Well, I got a few people who don't have no conviction.
Right. Okay, well, you got to keep you got the squares in like the pocket. You know
we got
what I
a
mean?
couple of them. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of my brothers ain't never been convicted. So.
Right. Now, this book tour, man, you know, what are you looking forward to the most about getting out here promoting your book?
Well, my goal now is just to do 100,000 copies. You know, I made a bet with the 4 most powerful guys in Hollywood. You know, they told me that my book wouldn't come out if I didn't do it with them. My movie wouldn't come out if I didn't do it with them. So I just got to do 100,000 copies now. And
you like a living hostage to your own self. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people dare you to do you without
I like
them.
that, though. I like that, though.
Wow, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Because they think that you need them, and I'm telling them, no, y'all need me.
Right.
I'm the missing piece. I'm the link
The real
to this
deal.
puzzle.
Yeah,
to what you want.
right. Now, you know, you put the book out, the movie, you already got that.
Well, we got the
written
documentary. The documentary, you know, we got nominated for an Emmy Award on the doc. We didn't win. The TV series, we're working on that right now. I met with a writer about 3 days ago. I'm working on a couple of reality shows. The movie, we got money in the bank right now for the movie. Independent investors, you know, that's gonna let me have some ownership.
What you think about the Tupac movie? You saw that?
I didn't go see it.
It was to me, I'm gonna tell you the truth, it was well done because it didn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't compare it to nothing because there's nothing else there. You just got YouTube stories, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought they did a great job as far as what they had to work with. You put 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, you put Notorious, and you put Straight Outta Compton, the Tupac movie. You got a little show for all day movies to watch. You know what I'm saying? Then we got something to do.
Well, you know, we ain't really represented in Hollywood anyway. You know, our representation in Hollywood is really low. Somebody was talking about the other day, the comedian, what's her name? You know, the one who did Precious.
Yeah.
They say, my friend was saying that they ain't letting her play in no movies, and I was like, nah, they ain't letting no blacks play in no movies. You know what I'm saying? You know, Denzel and Will Smith get the most roles, and them about the only 2. Everybody else is out of work.
Yeah, and they pushing their 50s. It's like, we got to get some fresh people. But this the thing I wonder, like, even with the NFL, right? We are the dominant personalities in any industry when it comes to entertainment, right? What do you think is stopping Puffy, Mayweather, name a couple, Bob Johnson? What's stopping them from forming our own Black America, our own entertainment, you know what I'm saying, distribution? What's stopping us from doing our thing? Because the Jews, they got it. They run it. We go to them to get it out. You know what I mean? The Asians, they got it. We go to them. But what's stopping us from getting it together? Because you're talking to bosses.
Most of them only take orders from the Jews. Right. The Jews tell most of them what to do. You know, how the money should be spent, where the money should be going. So they're not making their own decisions.
What you gonna do?
So the money
fix
might
that?
not even be real.
What you gonna do to fix that?
I'm gonna have my own money. I get mine $20 at a time off the streets. I get real 20s. You know, mine don't be on paper.
you get real
I
dubs
get
for
real
these.
dubs.
Trunk full right
mine
now.
like the
you know
dope
what I'm saying?
game. The book game is like the dope game.
Hand in hand.
It gotta be in the money in the closet.
Yeah, hand in hand.
In the shoebox. Right now, I got the shoebox full.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Next week, we're going to have the safe full. Then it's going to be the closet. So I believe really that it's really a mindset.
Right.
And what our people need right now is the mindset to to go out and to grow their money.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, we can do it ourselves, but I'm saying it first has to start with a mindset. We have to change the way we think, the way we act, what we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times when I go to the schools and I talk to the kids, I talk to them about we as black people love people who don't care anything about us.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is that how can you love somebody who never comes and see you?
You love the idea of love. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that we see, that's not what we imagine. That's not the love we see on TV. Remember, we was fed through TV. You know what I mean? We
Absolutely.
was fed through
Absolutely.
false images. Because we didn't see, like, come on, man. I grew up and all the movies about going to the prom was about white kids. I never saw a movie about the black prom.
I couldn't go to
You
the
know what I'm
prom
saying?
no way. I didn't have the money. I didn't have. My mom wouldn't buy me no suit and rent a car.
Right, yeah, to do all of that.
What, you gonna ride your bicycle?
Yeah, right. It's a
I didn't even
different
think
world.
about going no prom.
Different.
It
world,
wasn't even.
different
It
time.
wasn't even a thing that I thought about.
What you think about now?
Just making it better for my family and my friends.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. Just make it better. And as it spread out, you know, first it starts from your immediate family, and then it
Right.
just then it goes to your friends, and then it goes to their friends, and it just keeps growing. You
Now,
know.
now, right now, Rick Ross is. If he walked away right now, people will say, "Well, Rick Ross is the guy who introduced drugs to the black community, to destroy the black community, and get all into that." How do you, how do you want to be remembered?
I don't think that drugs is gonna be my main thing.
Right.
It is right now, you know, because it dominates what I've done. You know, I haven't done anything as good as I did drugs that they know about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the end, it's gonna be much bigger than that. You know, I think my book is gonna help the black community gain some economical ground.
Right.
On society, and I think that I'm gonna be instrumental in that. Hopefully, my legacy don't end right now, you know, because if it did, they probably would say that. But now I don't know then, because my book would live on. You know, this book
Right.
lives forever.
Right. That's the truth. That's
you
a
know,
fact.
if something happened, you know, the book probably would sell 1 million copies. You know, when you always worth more when you did.
Yeah, you're
so,
darn right. That's true.
And then I got the other one I already wrote too, you know,
So-
Riding with Rick. So they're going to get to see how when I went and met those 4 white guys that I told you about to run
Mhm.
Hollywood, you know,
Yeah.
the bosses of all the guys that we see on TV.
Right.
My guy said, man, it was funny how those guys treat you when they treat everybody else and how you treated them. So they're going to get to see that in the next book. Let me talk about
That's right, man. Go ahead and let everybody know how to find you, how to get the book, websites, anything
you can
like
get
that.
the book at freewayrickyross.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram at freewayricky. Make sure you go get this book. I wrote this book for you. It's going to change your financial situation if you take it and study it, analyze it, break it down, try to figure your boy out, figure out what he was thinking, what he was on. Was he on some BS or was he on some real deal?
You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell them like you gotta be for real if you got that in your hand, man, and you done travel so far to keep putting the message out and to change the message. Because, dog, if we keep feeding garbage without conscience, you right, we just gonna wake up every day with more lost people.
No
You know
doubt,
what I mean?
No doubt. Garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage in, garbage out, dog. You know what I mean? So you gotta put some heart and soul into the message, especially when the streets listening to it, because the streets understand when it's fake, when it's a cap. You know, when you trying to hustle the streets. You know what I mean? Anything you got to say to anybody? You know what I mean? Any words you want the people to live by?
No, we just want to let everybody know you are what you think you are. You know what I'm saying? If you think you can't, you can. If you think you can, you can. Both of y'all right. It's our time. Let's make it happen, man. All we got to do is pick ourselves up. Let's get it.
In a million years, sitting right here, Freeway Ricky Ross, the boss. You know what I mean? The urban legend. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I thank you. You know
No
what
doubt,
I mean?
no doubt, no
I
doubt.
thank you, dog. You know, because it's a lot of things that it's more things I want to say.
Oh yeah,
It's so much.
for the artists out there too, man. I'm finna do an artist search. So if you're an artist out there, I don't care if you do country, western, rap, hip hop, R&B, gospel, holler at me because I need you.
It's Rick Ross Records.
I don't know what I'm gonna name the label. You know what I'm saying? I don't go by their rules, man. I go by my own rules, man.
Be in court again.
But I got my man working with me right now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Full-time Grammy winner. You know what I'm saying? Brian Kennedy, me and him hooked up. So we finna make some artists is finna be big. Some artists finna be big.
Yeah, I heard it.
I don't know who it is. I don't know what their name is. I don't know if it's female, male,
but it's gonna happen.
purple, green, orange.
Yeah.
Somebody though finna be big. My man already got the albums and music done already for you. We just looking for you right now. He got the albums for female,
Yeah.
male. He already got them already done. Platinum stuff.
Well, you know what to do. I do music contests right here at Patchwork. Y'all want to get on? We'll pass it along to the boss. You know what I mean? The legendary Rick Ross in the building. On Montana White Streetwatch Radio, y'all know how to find me. Come to the strip club. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
He at the strip club. Hit him at the strip club.
That was a great
Nigga trying to get it in. Thank you.
I like your style.
Huh?
And it's evident.